Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comic Book Burrito Extra Beef. My name's Darien.
My name's Landon.
And today we got yet another new Marvel movie to review. This time we will be reviewing Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which came out yesterday as the time we were recording this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with expectations before we really dive into parts of this movie.
I was excited. The first trailer really caught my eye. Now I don't. Coming out of this movie, it was somewhat not what I expected. I don't know why that is, even though everything in the trailer was, pretty accurate to what we got in the movie. I don't know. What about your expectations?
I was excited going into it. I as well very much enjoyed the trailers that they put out. And I do also agree. I pretty much agree with everything you said. That the movie is different from what the trailer portrayed it to be, but not so much. But it is, but in a good way. But I don't know how to explain it.
It's very, very odd.
This is a movie that would be suitable for a rewatch at one point, because a lot happens in this movie.
Yeah.
And which is one of my big, not complaints, my big, praises for the movie, but I'll talk about that in a minute and what I mean by that. But like I said, a lot happens in this movie. Movie is 2 hours and 41 minutes, I think.
Do you feel that time watching the movie? Like, do you feel like, man,
there were just a couple parts here and there where I was like, I bet it's about to wrap up here soon, but it didn't. I guess because I'm so used to the shorter movies, but I think I'll go ahead and get into what I was saying a minute ago. This movie being how long it is and having the story that it has to tell, very much it needs the length of time it had. If it was any shorter, I don't think it would. We actually got to spend time with these certain characters. We got to see what they were going through in detail, and we got to we empathize with them more, because I feel like if it were any shorter, if they made the movie 2 hours and 15 minutes, I don't think it would have been as
impactful.
Yeah, if it would be if the way it is. Words English.
No, I get what you mean.
Okay. Let's go into start with some pros. Well, actually, I don't want to do that way. Let's just talk about everything. This movie. So it's all spoilers, by the way. So spoilers. I don't think we said anything spoilery.
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, spoiler warning right now. You can hear a non-spoiler review on the normal podcast. So go watch that. All right. So, this movie opens with something that we were kind of expecting, but not expecting.
Yeah, I didn't think it like that, but I guess it probably makes more sense than what I was thinking would happen.
The movie opens with Shuri. It opens on a black screen with Shuri talking. And she's praying to Bast. And she's trying to synthesize the heart-shaped herb to help save T'Challa, who is dying of a mysterious illness.
Yeah.
And it's not working, and she keeps trying, and she gets it to some kind of amount of completion percent. And she said, let's go ahead and do it. And while she's printing the herb, her mom walks out and says that T'Challa's gone to be with the ancestors. And that's how the movie opens. It opens also with the funeral, right? That's before the Marvel credits.
No. The Marvel credits.
The Marvel credits were. It was at the funeral and everything happened, and then it was a zoom in of her face, of Shuri's face, when the Marvel intro started fading in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
And I think after it was the 1 year later thing or something.
Yeah, you're out of that.
Which was a 1 year time jump. It's the first time we've had a time jump since Endgame.
Yeah, you're right about
Yeah. But yeah, the funeral scene. I'll be honest. I mean, I didn't. I expected to cry in this movie, and I didn't necessarily cry more than I said tears, like
Yeah.
1 or 2 tears.
Yeah.
And the beginning was one of the parts that got me. The whole funeral.
Oh
They
yeah.
were like singing. I was like,
It's sad, definitely.
it really puts you off on like a sad note, and that
Well,
sets up the tone for the rest of the movie.
yeah. Which is,
I
well, I was just gonna say it's pretty. This movie. It's made to hurt you a bit.
Yeah, it is. This is a. This is. I don't know. How do I say this? This movie's a lot. I mean, not in a bad way, but like I said, it's a long movie. It's got a lot of stuff in it, a lot of emotions. Necessarily a lot of action. That's probably one of my. What's probably one of my things I would say, like maybe like one more action scene.
Yeah.
Probably in like towards the middle part of the movie, I feel like might have needed something. I don't know, but what action we did get was pretty good. I like the whole. There's a bridge fight between Okoye and Atuma. Is that guy's name with the hammerhead shark skull on his head?
Yeah.
There's that fight between them.
I want to point out real quick of how I consider the best character in the movie, Namor. Every scene he's in, he stole the show.
Yeah, very very good. Talking about the Fukan.
Fukan, yeah.
The feather serpent god, so they called him. I can't believe they did his little winged feet, and they were actually like, cool.
Oh yeah, no, man. That's probably my most anticipated part about them. Anything is just to see how they do that.
And then he got one of them cut in half, and
yeah, he probably grew back.
I think so. They established pretty early on with Namor that he calls himself. He says that he is a mutant. Meaning like not the term like X-Men mutant, but like mutant as in like he's a half thing, half. He's a half. Was it half? I don't know what the term is. I don't want to say Atlantean because that's not what it is, but it is at the same time. It's Talaconian. I don't know. He's half underwater person, half human.
Yeah.
He establishes pretty early on that he's a mutant. And really, this whole movie is Shuri. It's dealing with grief. This whole movie, it's dealing with fresh grief. Like, this is all recent stuff, and obviously you have other terrible things that happen throughout the movie. Like, I mean, obviously you have T'Challa at the beginning, and then in the middle, Queen Ramonda, which I theorized about because of that shot in the trailer with the spear. But when it happened, it didn't go through the glass, and I was like, okay, I was just stretching. And then she did die, but she drowned.
Yeah,
and I was like, I did not expect that.
Probably, I guess you could argue worse. Worst way to go out. But that shocked me. Another scene that really shocked me was freaking the scene where Shuri gets stabbed.
Oh yeah, I did not expect that. Marvel Studios likes playing with our emotions. That should be evident by now.
I mean, this has happened twice now. Yes. With Iron Man getting stabbed in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Or that making people go crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to like pinpoint. Just like I said, there's a lot of steps, so I'm trying to like think through it. Let's talk about individual characters. I feel like that's the best way to go about this.
Yeah.
So I mean, Shuri, becoming the new Black Panther. We were right. Everyone was.
Yeah.
I heard some people thought it was going to be Okoye. That was like a lot of people's theories, but I knew it was Shuri because that's comic book logic. That's the way that goes. And plus, she's the next one in the line to be Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't know.
Yeah, what some people were thinking, and people who try to just give the benefit of the doubt. Oh, maybe they're doing something different. Nah, it's just. I mean, I don't care. I don't care. I think mostly everyone knew it was I mean, at
Yeah.
least I thought it was pretty obvious. So, I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so Shuri does become the Black Panther. She goes to the ancestral plane at one point in the movie, and when you're led to believe that she's going to see her mom there, you knew she wasn't going to see T'Challa.
Oh yeah,
But
I
I
thought
mean,
I don't know what I was thinking was going to happen there. I thought they were going to do the CGI face thing for T'Challa for a minute. I probably should have known better.
yeah.
That definitely was not going to happen. But yeah, seeing
yeah, but what we get is was that very unexpected. I did not expect to see Killmonger sitting on the throne in the ancestral plane.
Yeah.
And he talks to Shuri, and he's like, "What kind of Black Panther are you gonna be? So you gonna be noble like your brother, or are you gonna get stuff done like I did?" And she does eventually. She goes the route of Killmonger, a little less brutal,
Yeah.
but she's still on that path at the end of the movie. The end of it.
Well, it's like her mom talks to her.
Yeah.
And
she's got a good mix. She's got a mix of both.
Yeah.
But her acting in this is very good.
Oh yeah, very much so.
I don't think there was anybody that really like acting stood out as like a bad, like not great. All of it seemed like really well.
Oh yeah, I agree with that completely. Excuse me, sorry. I'm trying to think of something I just didn't really like about the movie.
I can't. I mean, other than like the action scene, like maybe the middle of it could have used one action scene just so it didn't feel kind of slow at times. But like at the same time, I don't feel like I should be saying that because it was so slow, it gave us time to really focus on the characters and what they're going through, what they're doing. Like, I don't know.
It was odd because the stuff made sense throughout the movie. I kept I'm trying. So I feel bad. I'm just like trying to think of something I didn't like, but it's.
I do want to point out this is the most unique. I feel like, or one of the most unique movies that they've made so far. Like no other Marvel movies really like this one.
Yeah.
In terms of like, it didn't feel like I was watching it and I was like, this is a Marvel movie. It didn't feel like a Marvel movie. It just felt like a movie I was watching like randomly.
No, yeah. I completely felt that.
Trying to think of something else before I get into any of that big stuff. Yeah, Shuri as Black Panther is the new thing. Let's move on to, the Queen. There's not much to talk about when she dies in the film, but she has a lot of really great scenes. I think, thinking back on it, my favorite scene is the scene in the throne room when Shuri got kidnapped by Namor and the Khan people. And Okoye is brought in front of in the throne room, and they're told like, "Oh, you were stripped from your title, you failed your mission, and all this stuff."
Yeah.
And she was like, Queen Mother, like, she was like, "I've done so much for this country, I beg you." And then Queen goes on that whole rant where she was like, what'd she say? She was like, "My daughter may be dead." She's like, I'm a queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. That whole thing, it was so good.
Very powerful, man.
So good. What a good actress. Sucks she died.
Yeah.
But yeah, Okoye becomes a Midnight Angel with a new character who's one of the Dora. Oh gosh, I don't remember her name. They said it a few times. I think it's like Annika or something. Let's see. That's the Queen. Okoye she's mourning as well, but I told you she goes to be a Midnight Angel, and she's still prevalent throughout the movie.
Oh yeah, very much so.
It's another character, Namor. Talk about a good villain.
Oh God. I
Like,
mean, yeah, I don't know what it is. Man. Freaking what was that tweet? Ryan Coogler, is that the director?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, god dang. I mean, he knows how to do villains.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not get more I mean, name more solo show.
Yeah, and he will be back. Like he didn't die; they didn't kill him. They set him up for more at the end of the movie
Yeah.
with Wakanda and Telecon being allies. Now he's like, "Well, the world's going to turn on Wakanda, and the Wakanda will turn to us, and that's where we can rise up, become the most powerful nation." They're going to take. They're probably going to try to take over Wakanda
Again.
Probably. No, like Wakanda's going to be vulnerable, and they'll be like, "Okay."
Yeah, sure, we'll help, but it's going to cost.
Yep. Speaking of taking over Wakanda, that's kind of a good segue, but not really. Everett Ross is in the movie, and most of his scene, he was in the first Black Panther, and most of his scenes are with Julie Louis-Dreyfus's character Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who I did not expect to be in this movie.
Yeah.
I guess that's the one I was telling you about on our way to the theater, that there was a character that apparently shows up that a lot of people could have guessed was going to show up, but was still surprising. And I guess that's that character. So I don't know.
That makes sense.
She's in the movie a decent amount. I mean, still a minor character, but I mean, she was in like 4 or 5 scenes.
She was in
She was at least in 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4 sounds about right. Like, she was in a good amount. I mean, she's
the head of the CIA. We now got that confirmed now.
Yeah,
because we no one knew who she was working with.
Yeah.
Everyone thought she was with Hydra at one point.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I remember that was being kind of like the rumor.
And this could tie in now with that, which I'll talk about on the podcast. There's a whole rumor that the U.S. government's going to go to war with Wakanda for some reason. We don't know if that could be in the Thunderbolts movie or not. I doubt it. But she's going to be heading that, I guess. And we also have the cliffhanger at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier with Sharon Carter now being back, and she's like infiltrating the government or stuff. That could kind of tie into some of that. Whatever Val's got going on.
Mm.
I was happy to see her there.
Do you think anyone? I mean, probably too soon to guess, but do you think anyone from this movie will be in? Will be in Thunderbolts movie?
Maybe Everett Ross and Val.
And that's
probably that might be it.
Well, like anyone on the team or no?
No.
Okay.
Let's move on to another character. New character, and probably pretty important character for the foreseeable future of the MCU. Riri Williams, Ironheart, made her on-screen debut in this film.
Yeah.
Shows up, she's a student at MIT, which I think I talked about on the podcast at one point. Was a rumor, but the rumor was that she got her money to build her Stark outfit, or not Stark outfit, the Iron Man outfit, or Ironheart outfit. Sorry, it's late. I'm tired. Got the money from the Stark scholarship or Stark grant that he gave out at the beginning of Civil War, which could still be the case. We don't know. We'll probably find more about that in the show Ironheart.
Yeah.
But I gotta be honest, I did like her character in this movie. I thought she was, for like being a teenage iron person. I mean, she did pretty well.
Yeah.
But we don't really know much about her character, really, so I can't like.
Oh! You said you liked her. Okay, at least you didn't like her for a minute. I was like, oh, really? Me personally, I thought she was okay. I have nothing against her.
Yeah. I just thought it was good to see an iron person on screen.
Yeah. That was good. I will say that was good to see.
Her suit looked good. The Wakandan suit, it looked pretty good for what it was. It's just like a one-off suit. She's probably not ever going to use that again.
Yeah, probably not. I ain't like the look of it. I'll be honest.
You didn't?
No.
I thought it looked better than what she had on originally. It's like weird exoskeleton.
I didn't think it looked good.
Let's see. Trying to think. I mean, Baku's there. He makes some jokes. He's very much the comedy of the movie. Him and Okoye. Okoye a little bit less, but still.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some of the bigger stuff, which would be I guess the ending, like with the post-credit scene.
Yeah, that's a bombshell.
Yeah, that's a big bombshell. Also did want to point out that the Marvel Studios intro for this is very different, in which it's the one with just Chadwick, which is on Disney Plus, but it's also completely silent.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like play any like music with it.
No, you can hear like air in the background. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Which it kind of matched what was happening right before, because it went from a girl like bawling her eyes out in tears of the loss of her brother into a intro for superheroes.
Yes. Very, very pleasing.
Yep. Yeah. Let's go to that post-credit scene. Yes. So it's Shuri on the beach. She just burned her funeral garb, which is a thing that was reoccurring from her mom in the movie, and she crying. Mm-hmm. And Nakia, which is T'Challa's girlfriend from the first one, walks down with a little boy and introduces Shuri to the boy and says that his name is Toussaint, something like that. Yeah. And it's her son. It turns out it's actually her and T'Challa's son that everyone knew about except for Shuri, and they raised him, or I guess they raised him before he got sick.
Yeah.
And they don't say what he got sick from either, which I gotta kind of like, because
they just say
if they did, to be like, oh, he got sick from this horrible illness. Like if they said cancer or something like that, I feel like they'd be kind of using what actually happened in real life for plot point in the movie. Yeah. And just saying illness kind of puts the respect on, like, we don't want to like make this like, oh, this is just like Chadwick dying and stuff. I feel like it's more respectful.
Yeah, what did they say? They said just mysterious illness. That's all I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all. So they didn't say anything. You can probably fill it out. It could have been cancer. It could have been a number of things.
Yeah.
But before his passing, he prepared Nakia and Toussaint for his death, and she's been keeping him in Haiti. I think that's where they were for a while, and not taking him back to Wakanda. And that's the reason she was not at the funeral, because of that at the beginning.
Well, he told him, if correct me if I'm wrong, but hold up. Holy crap, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, I'm good. Sorry. Crap. When, didn't they say T'Challa told him not to go or something like that? Or she said something like that.
Yeah, well, her and T'Challa decided, that he didn't need to be there during that. Yeah. And then he says he looks at Shuri and they're talking, and Shuri's kind of crying because, I mean, you got her nephew. And he says, can you keep a secret? She says, yeah. He says, Toussaint's just my Haitian name. I don't know what my real name is. She says in the Wakanda thing, the who are you? It was just said like so many times in the first in this movie. Oh. And he says that his name is T'Challa, Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa. Named after,
people in our theater were like, I don't think they really care. And me and you, we were like, whoa, you know.
I think a lot of those people weren't full MCU like. Yeah. And some of them just seemed like they were there to just watch the movie.
Yeah, because you told me like a person asked like, what's a Black Panther?
Yeah, I heard that was something. Let me tell this story. All right, there's 3 ladies sitting beside me. They seem like they went on like a ladies' night. They were like, "Oh, let's go watch the new Black Panther movie." And halfway through, it's not halfway through when Shuri becomes the Black Panther. He's laying down on the table, getting ready to go to the ancestral plane, and one of them goes, "Oh, she's going to become the next Black Panther," is what I hear, and that sounds like the Marvel fan of the group because she knew the most.
Yeah.
Or semi-Marvel fan because she didn't know who Ironheart was, but then the other one goes, "She's becoming a what?" She says, "A Black Panther," and she goes, "What's that?"
It's like, why do you think you're here? What's that? What's a play? It's a. Oh, good God.
Yeah.
I was. There's that kid. There's a kid that just kept staring at me all the time. That was a bit awkward.
Yeah. We were our sandwich. They had a full packed theater. A lot of people were.
Yeah. It's oh God. You want to tell them the story about us missing the show we were going to go on?
Yes. Okay. So we were going to go see it at 2:45.
Yeah.
And we leave at like 2:10, 2:15.
Yeah.
We're on the way. We're cutting it close.
It takes like 25 minutes to get to the theater.
Yeah, about 28. I think it was like 28 or something like that. Cutting it a little close. We had a couple minutes left. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We had like 4 minutes to spare. What was it gonna be? 2:56, right?
It was gonna be
2:47 was actually the time. It was gonna be when we first left.
Yeah, it was good. 2:47.
Yeah, and then we kept going. We were driving. We got close to the theater. Boom, traffic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of traffic.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what the deal was. So he ended up having to go see a 4
Yeah, we went there. It would have been 3:00 something by the time we got there, and so we were like, you know what? We'll buy tickets for 4:15. We'll watch it then. Really, honestly, once we were there in the theater watching it, and we realized how long all the trailers and stuff were, we could have made it. But, yeah, that happened.
It was like 30 minutes, and we got there around like 3.
Yeah.
3. We're like, oh man, yeah, we could have totally. I wouldn't have bet they were still playing trailers while we were.
They probably were.
Yeah.
But this movie.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, all right. Here, you say your thing, then I'm gonna say mine.
All right.
But
all right.
say.
Well, I was gonna say this movie is I think personally better than the first Black Panther movie, and maybe possibly in my top. Oh gosh, well, I can't really say that. Hang on. It's at least in my top 4 of MCU Phase 4 movies.
Okay, I don't even just top 4 just MCU movies in general. I'm like, I don't know about that now. I don't know about your opinion. I never did get to rewatch the first one, which I kind of regret.
I did. It kind of helped. I remembered all these characters. Like, I was like, oh, cool, it's Nakia. What's she been doing since the end of the thing when she didn't want to become Chadwick's queen?
I'm trying to remember here what was it? But I mean, it's from my memory of me not really caring for the first one. I like this one better. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, thank God it is the main characters. Shuri, Okoye, and Namor, especially Namor. They carry this movie. Oh, not to mention the Queen as well. I'm forgetting her. They carry this movie.
What about M'Baku? You leave him out?
M'Baku wasn't even in it that much. Let's be honest.
You bald demon.
Yeah, I mean he was in there, made a couple jokes. No, it was kind of he wasn't even in there that long.
He did get the crap punched out of him in one scene by Namor.
Yeah,
he got broke his chest plate and he sent him flying back.
Yeah,
Namor's strong.
Namor is strong in this movie.
He's stronger. They said that's the whole thing. This is his weakness too. He's stronger when he's near water and on land at the same time because he's the mutant hybrid or whatever. So he's breathing in the oxygen.
Yeah, sorry. Looks like these more water than anything.
Yeah, he's breathing oxygen from normal air, but also oxygen from the water soaks into his skin, makes him stronger. That's what they talked about. So that makes him basically have super strength. He can fly with his little feet, wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. Really, probably my favorite part of the movie. I can say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we can go ahead and give our ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else to talk about with the movie other than highly recommend going to watch it. Ending of Phase 4.
It's a good end, honestly.
Phase 4 started with a show about grief, and now it's ending with a movie about grief.
Yeah.
It just wants us to be sad.
The grief phase? I don't know.
Phase grief. All right.
Phase
no, that sounds like a streamer. Anyway. Let's rate. I haven't thought anything about what I would rate this movie. I'm just thinking about the movie in general, trying to like.
It's a kind of weird because for some reason I want to give it a 7, but it's probably like the highest 7 you could put, like a 7.9. But I don't know if I even want to give it. I know
what I give it.
Okay, what did you give it?
This may be maybe higher than you thought I would give it. But I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Because there's a lot in this movie I really like. I don't know, but to me, there's not much wrong with it that would constitute an 8.5. But it's not a 10. I don't think it's a 9 either.
Yeah,
not an 8. I don't know. It's 8.5.
It's a very weird score. This is probably the strangest score. Is like as far as I don't really know what to rate it. Because I feel like 7's way too low, but I feel like 8 is just out of the question too.
It's a really good story of the movie. The movie says a really good story.
Story is good. Majority of the characters are good. I mean, there's not.
And other than what I said, like maybe there could have been like one action scene right there at the end of the second act or something like that. But
yeah, maybe there's times it just feels too slow. Maybe that's it. I don't. It's crazy, man. I don't.
Yeah, this is the first movie where I'm actually confused about what to do with it.
Yeah, I don't.
I think I'm gonna have to watch this movie again to fully like grasp what my thoughts would be on it.
Yeah,
this isn't a one and done watch movie. I'm gonna have to see this again.
Yeah, I recommend it though to people.
Yeah, what's your score right now though? Like you said, what?
I mean,
we just 7.9.
I'm gonna do 7.5. 7.5.
Okay.
Which is not like that. Like I want to say like 7.8. Like it's like the highest 7 I could possibly give. But I feel like just the play 7's too low. 8's just too high. Mm-hmm. So like 7.5. That's what I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go with the 8.5. All right, so 7.5, 8.5 for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Yeah, next extra beef. I think an extra beef is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Or no, that's in 2 weeks. That's the one after next. I don't know what next is going to be. Maybe we'll do a Phase 4 ranking. I could do a video like I did with the DCU thing.
Hey, I like that. Well, I guess we can't. Can we really do a Phase 4 ranking until? I mean, if Guardians.
They said Guardians doesn't count as part of Phase 4. It's kind of like an in between, like epilogue type thing. But I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We were going to do a ranking after Guardians does come out of the 2022 MCU ranking list, like we did last year. Yeah, that's all I can really think about Other than a reminder, real quick, that there is something out on all of our social medias and a trailer. I gave it away. I wasn't trying to say that. I was trying to say and YouTube, but it's a trailer that I made for a show that we are doing. So sometime,
Yes,
eventually, and
putting that college.
There's a date for it, and you can look at it on there. Very fun series. I enjoyed doing it the first time. This time, it's going to be bigger and better.
Yes.
Can't wait to show it to you guys. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. Yeah. All right, you.
Yes.
I'm just sorry. I'm looking at something just to make sure I don't have anything else to say. We're good. We're good. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us for this review, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
See ya.